This episode brought to you in part by Beverage Air, commercial refrigeration.
And welcome to another episode of Smart Kitchen and Bar. I'm your host, Andi Tilis, and today we're going to be learning about Wagyu beef and how this product can really elevate any menu. So today we will be using products by a Kansas City veteran-owned and operated company that raises and sells hormone-free Wagyu beef while giving back to veteran organizations. It's called KC Cattle Company, and it's doing some amazing work. In this episode, I'll demonstrate a couple of dishes that can really elevate your customer's experience using Wagyu beef. For those of you who don't know, the reason why Wagyu beef is so special is because of the abundance of intramuscular fat cells that this breed of Japanese cows have. In premium steaks, we all know that intramuscular fat means marbling, which means flavor. The second attribute is the lower melting point of the intramuscular fat. These traits combined make for a very unique and delectable eating experience. The KC Cattle Company has full-blood Wagyu and F1. So today, we're going to be working with F1 Wagyu to make two dishes that are sure to elevate your menu. The first one we're featuring is Wagyu ground beef, and in the second, we'll be featuring Wagyu sirloin steak. So like I said, the first dish that we're gonna make for you are these beautiful sliders. Now I've already prepared them, but I'm gonna run through how easy it is to make these sliders, and then we're gonna get to cooking. So as you can see, these are perfectly made, and all I had to do was open up the fresh Wagyu beef, the ground beef, put it together, mixed it up, and sprinkled in some salt and pepper, and it's that simple. So let's get started. I've already toasted up some buns, so we've got them ready to go. And next, we're gonna top them with some goat cheese and, wait for this, apple butter. I know, that's a twist you weren't expecting, but it is just the perfect amount of sweetness that's gonna change this into one of those signature dishes that you need on your menu. So we just take a little bit, smear it on the bun. Now that we've got the goat cheese on there, let me get the cilantro and the apple butter. So just whatever you like I said, it's totally a matter of personal preference on how much you add. I love everything, so I always add a little bit extra. This is going to be so delicious. We can add a little cilantro for color and flavor. And of course, we are staying with a healthy aspect here because this is all so good for you. So let's check the temperature of the frying pan. Perfect. Let's get cooking. First, we're gonna add some olive oil. Make sure nothing sticks, and also for that delicious flavor. Ooh. So we're only gonna flip these once. We're gonna let them cook real nice, get a good sear on both sides, and then they should be ready to go. Just put them right on your slider buns, and we're ready to eat. This is gonna be amazing. Let's go ahead and flip them over just once. Oh, wow, perfect. Perfect, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but that intramuscular fat is dripping out of these burgers and adding that extra kick of flavor that is what makes a Wagyu slider so special. So we've taken the burgers off and we've actually let them rest for about 5 minutes, which is great because you want to let those juices distribute throughout the burger. And we've got the buns ready to go. So let's just go ahead and place the burgers right on the bun. And I'm going to do all three at once because it's that easy. Voila. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, look at that, he's upside down. That's okay. Very easy fix. We're just gonna slice this right in half because I want you to see how beautiful this burger came out. Look at this. Perfect. You can really, really taste the juices, the marbling. All right. So we did a quick reset, and now for the second dish, I'll be preparing the Wagyu sirloin steak with some chimichurri sauce. So let's get cooking to see how delicious and tender this steak is. But before we put it in the pan, we want to make sure we season it. So let's go ahead and add some salt and pepper. So go ahead, and we want to do both sides. So once that gets to temperature, we're going to go ahead and add the olive oil, and we're ready to cook. And this steak is going to be like nothing you've ever had before. So as we were just saying, I flipped it over because there's more marbling on the other side, and Wagyu's marbling is what makes it very forgiving and at its juiciest and most tender when the fat is melted throughout the meat. So I recommend that you cook this medium rare to medium in terms of doneness. Perfect. So now we're just gonna add some olive oil to make sure that the steak is nice and slippery and doesn't stick. Ah. All right, so we're just gonna leave that cook. We're not gonna touch it. We're gonna flip it once. So this should be cooking for just a little while. Remember, we want it medium rare to medium. And that temperature is gonna be 120 degrees Celsius or 250 Fahrenheit. You can see that the marbling is just unbelievable in this. With all that marbling, the fat is just dripping off already and creating such a wonderful flavor in this steak. Oh my gosh, perfect, perfect, perfect. Look at the marbling. Look at the juices dripping off of this steak. All right, so I think we're about ready here. Let me just check this temperature. Perfect. All right, so let's just clear this out and I am ready to serve. So what we wanna do is we wanna take it out of the pan and we wanna let it sit and rest for at least 10 to 12 minutes. Let all of those juices get throughout the meat, and then we'll be ready to slice it, add the chimichurri sauce, so I'll be right back. All right, so we have let the Wagyu sirloin steak rest for about 10 to 12 minutes. So now, let's take a slice. Beautiful. And now, the creme de la creme, the chimichurri sauce. Top it to your liking. All right, delicious. You're really gonna love it. So that was delicious. Now, the reason I told you that we let it rest was to let the juices evenly distribute, and they really did, because as you saw when I cut it, the juice didn't come running out. Now, I might have liked to have cooked it just a little bit less, because this is more of a medium than a medium rare, but I have to tell you, after tasting it, that tenderness is still there because of the marbleization. It keeps it so juicy and so fresh. So really, any temperature that you pick is gonna work perfectly with this steak. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Smart Kitchen and Bar. Be sure to drop us a line at producer@foodabletv.com. I'm Andi Tilis. We'll catch you next time.